prophetic, and practical.
Intellectual stew.
Informative and inspirational. How you gonna do better if you don't know what better looks like? I do.
Intellectual stew.
Come on, let's talk about it with me, the mind massager.
Intellectual stew with James.
Hello.
Coy, I can hear you. James, I can't hear you.
Okay, I can hear you too, Ashley.
Can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right, cool. I don't know what's going on with this microphone, but it does not want to cooperate. We're gonna get it worked out eventually, trust me. Let me get over here and turn off this music so we can get the day started. Coy, hold on, let me pull Coy in. All right, Coy, you there?
I'm here.
I'm just steadily hollering. Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? And I guess the reason you couldn't respond is because you couldn't hear me. So that makes a whole lot of sense, doesn't it? All right, so let's get ready to get this thing started tonight. We're gonna do it. Mark had to work tonight, so he had to work late. So it's just Coy, Ashley, and I. Ashley, are you there? I see you still muted.
I'm here.
All right, cool. All right, so we're gonna get this.
All right, I'm back.
You back, Coy? All right,
Yep.
so now I can see you. I'll see Ashley, I'm sure, in a
You
moment.
cute, girl.
Thank you, girl. How you doing?
Mhm. I'm tired, but I'm here.
Yeah, I'm with you.
That's how y'all do it. Y'all say you cute, girl.
You cute too, James.
Girl, I ain't dressed up or none of that kind of stuff. So I feel you know, but I appreciate you. I just got on my little t-shirt. But I gotta get of course.
I ain't dressed up either, James.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I haven't the shirts I brought you still haven't worn.
Yes, I did. I was gonna put it on the other night, but it was too hot up in here.
Yeah. They are long sleeve, aren't they?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would make a difference.
Yeah.
But what I going to say? Hold on. Let me just say this right quick, and let the people know how I feel as we get the nice.
I can't argue with you. I can't argue with you. You ain't no. You wanna?
I'm doing it twice because I didn't want to let them know I can't argue. But honestly, though, be honest with you. But to be totally honest, with you though, Coy and Ashley, I kind of got time today though. I don't mind
Oh, you got
arguing.
time today?
Yes, Lord. Yeah, they get on my nerves. I promise you, I can't stand. Yeah, some of them get on
Folks
my.
turn 50 and honey, they get time.
I got time. The time is slowing down. I usually say, hey, everybody's in the chat. How y'all doing? Say hi, say hello, say what's up, say
Hey, y'all.
let me know
Yeah.
you're listening. Who's with us? Hit live. Say let me know where you're listening from. Come in and say hi. Don't be a stranger. Cause we're going to get the conversation started. We're gonna talk about a couple of different. I'm going to try to change the format of this. Sometimes we won't just have one particular topic because I don't want to hear just in on the conversation because sometimes our conversations take like left turns and right turns and all this other stuff. So I want to kind of leave it a little more open. And the first thing I want to talk about tonight, and we're gonna get into it in a minute. Hey Corey, what's up, bro? I want to get into unrealistic expectations, and we'll get into that conversation tonight. I really wish Mark could have been a part of this conversation tonight, but it's all good. I got it. I can hold my own. Ashley and but we have been accused, Coy and Ash, of they say we all have the same views.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. They say we all think alike. We don't have any opposite views. So I don't know if we're diverse enough or what. I guess
Or is it that we respect each other's opinions and
I
we
think that's
realize that
what it
we can
is,
agree to
Ashley.
disagree?
Mm-hmm.
And so it never turns into a argument. We just respect each other's point of view.
that's where I kind of look at it. What's up, Lazaric? Hey, Lazaric, be on standby. Be on standby because I might actually need you tonight because Mark's not on. So be on standby. If I shoot you if they start jumping on me and all this kind of stuff, and I feel like if I use one cuss word, then you need to be prepared. But I'm gonna try my best not to cuss tonight. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try my best not to cuss tonight. But I am. I got time. I kind of feel like it a little bit though, because it's so much stuff going on in the world. And ladies, I just believe. I don't know. I'm the most optimistic person in the world, but I'm almost inclined to believe that things are just gonna get worse before they get better. I really do. I honestly believe
You
that
don't think
things.
they're already worse? We're
Well,
trying to get better.
well, I mean, it's already worse. I understand, but when something's bad, it can only get worse. You know what I mean? So I
Mm-hmm,
think
mm-hmm.
wherever we are now, I'm almost of the belief that it's going to continue to get worse. Because you know why? I don't think I don't think many people really want reconciliation.
Um, I don't know. I think they want it, but they don't want to work for it.
I'm gonna tell you. Well, maybe they don't want to work for it. And y'all in the chat, y'all help me out. Do y'all really believe, as it comes to as it relates to relationships between men and women, do y'all really believe that people want that reconciliation? You know what I'm saying? Because the way I'm looking at it, it seems like everybody is giving reasons why we shouldn't do this, or why I can't do this, or why I shouldn't do this, or why I won't put up with this, or it's so many reasons why not to, and it's very few reasons why to do something.
One,
Does that make sense?
two.
Does that make sense?
It doesn't make sense, but you're making sense.
It does.
If
Well,
that
it
makes
doesn't make
sense.
sense. Okay, no, okay. I am making sense. Okay, I'm good. Because I'm gonna give you an example. And I was kind of joking, but anytime I put a post out, it typically has some type of meaning. You know, right? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't just say it. I don't just do it just for the fun of it. But y'all know I went and did a wedding yesterday. I went and did. Oh yeah. And by the way, happy birthday to my son. My son turned 24 years old today. Shout out to Trey.
Okay, happy birthday, James.
Happy birthday, James, the third Trey. But anyway, I put this post out yesterday. You say you're fighting for mine right now. I put this post out yesterday because I did a wedding. And during the post, the young lady, of course, when they throw the bridal bouquet, in the old days, and I'm 50. I was born in 1972. It's been a while, so things have changed a little bit. But in the old days, when the lady would throw her bouquet, all of the single bachelorettes would get in a circle or get in a group, and a woman would throw the bouquet up in the air or whatever, and all of them would be reaching and grabbing for the bouquet uh, because they wanted to kiss. She had to throw the bouquet twice yesterday. First time she threw it, a little 9-year-old girl caught it. Now I don't know why the little 9-year-old girl was in the middle of the bouquet bundle anyway. But after, but when she didn't, but they took it back from her and gave it back to the bride. Bride threw it again, and it was like a line drive went in one girl's hand. She looked like, man, if I don't get this thing out of my hand, I mean, it was just, you know what I'm saying? It seems like things have changed. So I put that post on Facebook, and I said something about, nobody necessarily going after the bouquet. And then all of a sudden, everybody came on the post and started telling me why they didn't go for the bouquet. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm not fighting over no bouquet. Well, I'm not doing this. Well, I'm not doing that. While I'm not, and they gave me like 7, 8, 9, 15 reasons why not to do it. And I could only think of only one reason why you should do it. I mean, I know I know I'm a little older, and maybe I'm a little more traditional in my vows. I mean, in my views. But what happened? One, I mean, anybody, amen, like somebody. Why? What changed?
Maybe different to traditionals changed. I still ran after the bouquet. And I haven't been to a wedding to go and do anything different from what I would do on any normal time. But some people may not want to be married.
Yeah.
I think Ford has made this statement beforehand that marriage is not the goal for everyone. So everybody out here living their best lives, and they so career driven now. And so they may not be at a place where they want to be married.
I get it. Layden Pearl said I did at my friend's wedding, and I caught it. Tasha Dunn
Hey,
said,
Ivy.
Tasha Dunn said I got 3 of them already.
Hey, Tosh.
And she said I got 3 of them already, so she's cool. Okay. What's up, Rick? Rick said I think marriage has turned into a true choice instead of the standard. People don't see benefits of marriage outside of taxes and business venture. Wow, that's scary, man. That's scary because. Coy, did you want to respond to that first before I go further?
No, go ahead. I'm inviting right now.
All right, we got some static. We got some static on one of our lines. Let's try to figure. It might be me though. Hold on. But this is the scary part for me. If we as people, I try not to be culturally biased, but I am. But we as people start to disregard marriage, right? What happens to children? What happens to raising families? Because now because I know single mothers has become the norm to an extent, right? And that's, everybody talks about how stressful, well, not everybody, but women talk about how stressful it is to be a single mother and all that kind of stuff. And all statistics point to the reality that children perform better in 2-parent homes, all of those types of things. But I believe that this system has deprogrammed us from having the marital views that we once possessed. Because what they've done is, number one, the government told sisters, if y'all don't have a husband, we're going to take care of y'all, so don't worry about it. Even before that, they emasculated men so much that women that women lost respect for black men. And even beyond that, in a 10, 15, 20-year period, they transported 1 million black men out of our communities and warehoused them in prisons, right? And these were valuable candidates for marriage, but now they're no longer available, or they weren't available for 10, 15, 20 years. I mean, mandatory time for a dime rock was what, 10 years? And it didn't hardly have any cocaine in it. So I think we have been lured by our system. And what has transpired in the meantime, Kiki, Corey, Layden, what has happened in the meantime is that now we have generations in homes where young women don't even see their mother married. They don't see their grandmama married. And because they don't see mama married, they don't see grandmama married, now they don't even know what marriage looks like. They have no concept of marriage. So, of course, marriage isn't going to be the goal. Yep. So all right, go ahead. Anybody can talk. I'm just putting it out there. What do y'all think? I'm gonna read some of the comments. Ashley, what do you think? Hold on. Are you there, Ashley?
Can you hear me?
Now I can.
I feel like you went real deep on that one so fast in the beginning. Because I don't don't think that based upon the context of catching a bouquet, I don't think that it may be so serious as to why a person at that particular time may not be ready to get married. And just because I don't go out on the floor to catch the bouquet doesn't mean that I don't want to be married.
Yeah, and I mean, I understand that, and understand that when I say something like this, I'm looking at the ramifications of a seed, right? When you go to Home Depot or wherever, Walmart, and you buy a pack of seeds, when you buy a pack of seeds, there's a picture on the front of the seed, but what's on the picture don't look anything like what's in the packet, right?
I get
Yeah,
all of
and
that part,
and
but
so with all
staying
as
on topic of what we were talking.
I'm definitely on topic because what I'm saying is some people have been affected and don't even realize they've been affected. Is my point. That's my point. The
Right,
ramifications of
I
it.
agree with that part, definitely.
Yeah, because I mean,
People frown on marriage due to their environment or experience, their exposure when it comes to marriage. I think that has a lot of bearing on it, or when it comes to who they dated and their experience with dating as well. So some people, they're still carrying their bag. They're like Erica Badu, the bag lady. They're
yeah,
still carrying that baggage and living their life off of that. So it's hindering them to move forward.
no doubt, no doubt. Because
Hmm.
one of the young ladies that commented yesterday, and I'm not, and I'm really don't like putting people's business out, because it's not their, I mean, it's their business. I get it, but I look at the origin because we're all products of orientation, right?
Hmm.
We're products of our environment, right? And so if you saw your mother and father get a divorce, especially like in your teenage years, and it was a rocky divorce, you know what I'm saying? Your concept of marriage is probably going to be skewed. If like my
Yeah.
cousin is on here now, Kiki Jarrett. Thank you, Horace. I appreciate that. Like my cousin here, she says true, but they also see what grandma had to go through. Papa had 3 families, and granny stayed this day and time. Women don't have to take that. I want to be married again. To be honest, it's beautiful. Yeah, but even with that, that wasn't none of our business. Papa didn't allow what he did
Right.
outside to affect home.
Hmm. That's
You know what
right.
I'm saying?
Papa respected grandma.
Papa
It didn't matter what he did outside the home. He still came home and respected his wife, his woman.
that's the point. Like we, I was talking, Ashley. I was talking to this one woman, and she was telling me more than anything. Let me get this out of my way because this microphone ain't working. But I was talking to this one woman, and she told me I ain't gonna never get cheated on. Last thing I'm gonna do is put up with somebody cheating on me. Da 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 cheat. And so I said, "What, your mama got cheated on?" She said, "No." I said, "Your grandmama got cheated on?" She said, "No." I said, "Have you ever been cheated on?" She said, "No." I'm like, "Well, where the hell did you come up with this whole cheat?" Because now you come into a relationship with a
Thinking
preconceived
something.
notion. You come in fighting air. You got both these hands up, and this is air, and I'm fighting it up front. And I ain't never seen air lose a fight. Have you ever seen air with a black eye? I mean, talk to me.
No, no.
Have you ever seen air with a bloody nose? But so many people fight air. And the reason that happens most times, and I'm guessing, but I try not to talk unless I've thought things out. But most of this stuff has been suggested to us subliminally. Like I put that post out on Saturday, because every Saturday morning I wake up on VH1, you got a marathon of cheaters. They
See,
run
that's
cheater.
that's too much negative energy, and people don't understand when you watch things like that. It's getting in you, like you're believing that, and that's just too much. That's why I try to stay away from television. I can't
The
watch
same
that.
that was
I know
when
somebody that will sit up and watch things like that, and when I say something to them, they still don't understand. I'm like, how can you watch that? Don't you feel some kind of way inside? I can't do that.
Yeah.
It's negative energy.
Yep. Like Diesel said, when you start watching those types of things, you become that. I mean, and
Yes, that's true.
if you sit there all day long for 8 hours, back to back to back to back, watching cheaters, watching these people fight, watching these people cry, you start to internal. That's why I don't watch a whole lot of scary movies. I don't watch, I'm too clairvoyant for that. You know what I'm saying? Since I was a little kid, I see stuff, but I get stuff I don't even need to see or want to see, right? So you got to be careful allowing yourself to get into those. It's where those and that's it. Richard Ricks, he said you're going into a situation with fear, and it starts to breed a negative environment. If you're sitting around every day talking about seeing this little woman on Cheaters get cheated on, seeing this man on Cheaters getting cheated on, then all of a sudden you believe, well, everybody's cheating. Then you start wondering because somebody didn't call you at a certain time. Did they cheat? Are they cheating? Are they cheating? And you going, I ain't gonna be cheated on. Da, 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 da. Now that's a
Well,
part of your psyche.
the same way that you feel about that cheaters thing was when Coy was talking earlier when about no, when you made the statement earlier about why people are not wanting to do different things. If it was being shown on television, that everybody was getting married instead of them being on some I ain't on no what is it, FN free stuff, whatever FN, I'm trying not to say the word, but whatever FN guy is,
Oh,
I don't I don't mess with a FN. So how are you being free from that?
I don't
So
know the
from
FN. Oh, okay, I got
come
you.
on now,
yeah,
James.
I
yeah,
was lost. Y'all know
yeah.
y'all know I'm slow.
So
I don't want to mess with that.
if social media was showing people getting married, well, social media does show getting married, but if the
They don't keep it.
reality
It's
TV
not as a
shows,
focus. It's not as a series. It's not.
right,
You know.
Where's the
yeah, and
Cosby?
so
Where's the Cosby Show?
if the shows on TV were showing everybody was getting married instead of them out here having hot girl summer and hot boy summers, then yes, maybe it would be more highlighted on things to do with your spare time.
Absolutely, because I mean,
And
because we don't.
that's the last thing you need to think about when you're thinking about being with somebody about them cheating.
It
Some
should.
people are strong, some people aren't. So my thing is this: we've been okay with losing or giving up everything we built with the person because they stepped out. That's stupid. That's stupid. Like you can be with a person for 14 years and they step out on you and you leave it up to the courts to split up everything that you build and then you go somewhere else, you start over, and the next person might do the same thing. So why are we basing that on even love or the foundation of our relationship or whether or not that person respects us or you know it, the things that we divorce for is some of it is it can be fixed. Why would we give up everything we build because somebody made a simple mistake or stepped out? It
Now
doesn't
that
mean that man or that woman doesn't respect. Well, I don't know how men feel about this. I can't speak for men, but it doesn't mean that man doesn't respect you or love you because people can have sex all day long and don't love that person. So why do we equate that? Why do we equate sexual activity to love when we're in a relationship? Like you
wow,
don't love me if you did that.
that's
You don't
deep.
respect me if you did that.
That's good,
That
Corey.
doesn't make any sense.
That's good, Corey. That's good. That's good. And sisters, let me say this, and brothers, y'all can agree or you can disagree, whatever. But because boy, one thing for sure, men don't. When we cheat, we don't cheat because we even fell in love with somebody. You know what I mean? It's 9 times out of 10, unless you've gotten into an affair, it's physical. It's
I
nine
agree.
times.
Cheating is a choice,
Yeah,
but it's still that choice you made was a mistake.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, but as I'm saying, it's because you can cheat on somebody and still love whoever you love. I mean, I did. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I made my mistakes. I'm divorced because of it. Helped me. You see me sitting here now, and I'm alone because of some of the things I did. I don't think she left me solely for that, but when I did do it, I still love my wife, and I loved her immensely. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? And definitely didn't love the other. It's a plethora of reasons why men cheat, and it's probably men cheat like you. Typically, I'm gonna give you my answer, Lady Pearl, since you asked the question. Now, this is
Yeah, I
James.
want to know too.
Yeah, this is Jamesology. I'll give you Jamesology 101. I think for men, and brothers, y'all can let me know how y'all feel about this. I think typically for men either cheat for one of two reasons. It's either need or greed. It's either need or greed. That means if it's need, that's because maybe my wife has a medical condition
Hey,
and
Melinda.
she's not able to come through. Maybe she's not putting out for whatever reason, and I'm not getting that in at home. So now I feel like I need something. So because she can't supply that need. So I'm going to get it. But then there's this greed aspect of it. That's what my wife is putting it on me, taking care of me, never turning me down. But because I got money, because I'm hanging out with the boys, because I'm in the strip club, because I'm doing some other things, and I'm still just going out doing it, being willing. Wife is taking care of my needs, but I'm still going out and do it. There,
That's
no,
good.
it's yeah, but it is reasons to do it, but the thing is, and I get I respect the fact, Melinda, that you just said there's no reason to cheat, and she did specify men or women, because men and women both cheat. But for men, I'm speaking for me. This is free game for sisters. Y'all don't have to debate me on this because I'm telling you, for me, and I can't. Now, brothers, if you want to debate me, I'll go with that. But sisters, don't debate me on this. We either cheat for need or greed. It's one of the two. Sisters, most of the time when y'all cheat because y'all done fell in love. Y'all done met somebody that's feeling a need. There's a whole now. Am I wrong on that? I mean, tell me if I'm wrong.
It's, they're feeling a need. The same way it was need and greed for you, they're feeling a need. There's a void.
Okay, exactly. So you probably fell in love with that whole piece of it. But you
Not
probably would.
not necessarily.
Okay,
He may be providing what it is that I've been lacking. I don't necessarily have to be in love with him.
gotcha.
He's
Right.
providing what I've been lacking, whether it be time, whether it be whatever it may be.
Well, when a
He's
person,
providing it.
well, typically when a person completes you, fulfills that
Now,
need.
don't argue with me. Now, I'm speaking for the women. Now,
No, I'm asking.
don't argue that.
This is what, hold on. Let me see what the name of this show. Let me
Yes.
see what the name of the show again is. Hold
It
on.
doesn't matter.
Okay, hold on.
It
Hold on,
doesn't matter.
let me mute Ashley right quick. Hold
Yeah. Now,
No, you did,
You
Jay.
say
You
what?
better
What you
unmute
say,
Ashley
Ashley?
right
What you
now.
say, Ashley?
when we can't have our way, huh?
Hold on. I got to mute her again. She keeps talking. All right. But
When
anyway,
we can't be in control, huh?
no. But
Okay.
I'm not disputing what you're saying though. I mean, because I get it. I agree with that wholeheartedly. But we do it more so for need and or greed. Because somebody asked the question, so I answered the question.
Why was
What?
that term? I'm just so confused on a lot of stuff, and y'all may not agree with me on this. Why was that term created in the first place? Cheating. Cheating. Isn't it human nature to have a sexual desire for multiple people? That's human nature. So
I
who
ain't answered that
created
question.
restriction is the question.
I don't know. Ashley, you got to answer.
That has really, really messed
I
up a lot of
No,
unmuted you.
households.
I don't have a voice, so I'm gonna let you speak.
No,
For
I unmuted you. You good now? You got a voice. I ain't good. I ain't scared of you, Ashley. I don't care
you
what
say
you
that
you
do.
got
that that
time. Look,
term
I got
itself has
time
really
too.
messed up a lot of relationships because we think it's supposed to be perfection in a relationship.
Rick said Rick said a lot. Yeah, I'm trying to think of where it said about the whole to having the whole because the wedding vows don't say anything about cheating. So I'm trying to. I'm really trying to go through.
Don't
So
it
I'm
say
I'm trying to think. I used to know the Bible real good. I forgot some of it though. Go ahead. We don't say what?
Doesn't it say what, Ashley?
I was thinking
Don't
that it
start
was
talking about
something.
faithfulness.
I thought it was something that in there that
Well,
said something to
faithfulness has
have
not
only
is
unto.
limited. It's not limited to sexual actions in the
This is
marriage.
true.
Faithfulness, yeah, that people have made that term strictly about sex. That's not strictly about sex. You being faithful to me, I don't look at it as that it has anything to do with sex. It has you being committed to me. You got my back, I got your back. That's being faithful to me. You know.
Yeah, definitely in our culture, Melinda. Marriage is a union between multiple people in our culture, definitely. Who is it? Layden, what's the 30-60 rule? Somebody, what is she talking about? What she said? Cause y'all know I don't know everything. What's the 30-60 rule?
I
What's
don't
the 30?
know that, honey. I don't
I
got.
don't
I
know.
don't know
Yeah,
what that rule is.
infidelity. She said some. I don't know. I can't see that one, but she also said infidelity is another term. Yeah, it is another term.
Yeah,
I mean, we really mold our relationships around sex. Like if
Now, I
somebody
don't
mess
know if
up when it comes to
infidelity
sex.
is in the Bible. If we speaking of the Bible, I don't think that that's in there. But I don't proclaim to be no Bible scholar. But I think maybe adultery is
James,
in there.
adultery. Well,
there you go.
adultery is the term. Adultery is definitely the term that we're talking. Thou shalt not commit adultery. So that's the one we're riding with. That means having sleep. But hey, and I listen. I do not condone cheating. Let me say that right now. I cheated in my
James
young.
said he
Yeah,
need multiple women,
no, I
and
don't
he
either.
accepting all of
That's
y'all.
a lie. That's a lie from hell.
He
That's a
want
lie.
multiple women,
That's a lie.
Well,
one
some
for
people
every day
will
of the
fulfill
week,
their desire and
sometimes
some people
twice on
won't. You know,
Sunday.
some people are stronger
Hey,
than others,
in my
but
in my younger
we
years, I
shouldn't
was
throw away
greedy.
everything because of that.
I appreciate. Hey, Kate, I love you. I love you so much, Corey. I appreciate. Corey need to run for president. I keep telling everybody that. Yeah, Corey need to run. If Corey ever decide to run for the president of the United States, I'm gonna doggone hold a sign. We gonna.
Cordial, that's because you saying the men can have multiple women, like James want to have
No, I
them
didn't say.
twice on Sunday.
No, listen.
Having a woman is disrespectful. Now, if you step out, that's different. But if you make that woman your woman, I
It's
don't
a
agree with that.
relationship.
I'm
Cause
not
see,
even.
Corey
Yes.
Preston is on here, and we had a show about something one time, and he mentioned that it's not about the acts that happen; it's when the relationship is created
Absolutely.
outside of the thing. Now, I'm not saying it's right,
Right.
because I'm
I
gonna be
agree with
pissed off
that.
if you sexing somebody else. I'm gonna be pissed off. However, it's not necessary. It's when you got when the girl start thinking or the woman start thinking that she on the same level as the woman that's in your household
That's a
or the
problem.
man.
Keep her
That's
in
when the
check.
problem
Yes.
is presented.
But
Yeah.
listen, let me say this.
Yes,
A-
sir.
Ashley, you not gonna give me that. You're not gonna give me that in badge. I do not want multiple women.
Yeah. Oh,
But
yeah. I'm just joking.
okay.
Jones.
The reason why
James wants a one. He is a one woman
I'm
man.
of age, like
Well, this is the thing, James. This is the thing. The relationship start out. You start out a relationship because you want that person, right? You
Mhm.
agree to be with that person. Of course, you don't want multiple women at the beginning. But if
Right.
you're talking about long term, you're going to want to fulfill a desire or have a desire, or whatever. It's reality. So stop
I
playing.
hear
Yeah,
that.
you don't want
I
multiple women right now, but you might want another one woman down the road when you
but that
invested in that relationship.
but that's not
That's
the point.
reality.
I only got to the comma. I wasn't even at the comma yet. I got a whole point I'm about to make after this. When I say that, and the reason I say because I said Court for president, she said because you'll let me have multiple women. That's not what I want. But my point is, if I say my point is, if I want one woman, but if I mess up and cheat, whether it's greed or need, I don't want my woman to leave me. That's my point.
Right,
That's the point
right.
I'm trying to say. Because as I get older, and as I've gotten older, Ricky, I don't know if you can relate to this. Corey, I don't know if you can relate to this. But as I've gotten older, I don't have a desire for as many women. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Hmm.
single now, and I've been divorced for a few years, and I have every opportunity to be whatever it is I want to be. But I sit here alone most times with my laptop and my cell phone because I don't even want to be bothered. And especially when I see a lot of this bull stuff. Yeah, I remember a couple of weeks ago when I asked the question about what age do you think men should be when you think they should settle down. Most of you all said in the
Hmm.
upper 30s, 35, 40, in that range, right? Well, I'm over that
Hmm.
age now. Even Lazaric and all the guys that were in the group, and all of us, Mark, all of us, we all said as we got into our 40s, we desired one woman. We want to settle down, all this kind of stuff, right? And that's what
Hmm.
happens. But we damage so many women
In the
in our
process.
early years.
Hmm.
That's what a mistake is during the greedy times when we're still
But
being
that can
greedy.
be eliminated if our expectations when it comes to sexual desire isn't unrealistic. Right now,
Okay.
they're unrealistic.
Okay.
I do believe that.
Okay. What do y'all think? In the chat. First of all, everybody in the chat, if you'll do me one favor, if every one of you all would tag at least 3 people or share this thread, we can really get this conversation going because we're about to get into the second half of the
Hey,
conversation.
Valencia.
But
What are they answering to on here? I'm sorry.
I haven't asked the question yet. I haven't asked the
Well, he
question.
was saying that in the process of getting to where he is right now mentally, when it comes
Uh-huh.
to relationships, he damaged women along the way. And
Okay.
what I said is that if we weren't brainwashed to believe certain things, basically, that human nature doesn't exist. If we weren't brainwashed to believe and have those high expectations, unrealistic expectations, I think relationship would last, and it wouldn't be the damage. It will be a part of human nature, and we will still be in those relationships and be able to grow in those relationships.
With that last statement that you made, for me, the expectation is not to have a perfect human, but also
Mhm.
that person, if they do make a mistake, can we get some type of remorse for it? Like, you want me to be forgiven.
Right.
However,
Mhm.
That's good. That's
I
good.
don't see that you're remorseful for whatever it is that you did. So yeah, I think a lot of times after what happens, how you react to it, not you, the person that's actually committing the act. Those
Mhm.
type of things is what, for me, that kind of gears, or
That's a
people that
good
I've
point.
talked to kind of gears what people, how they proceed afterwards, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
Now that makes a lot.
Mhm.
That makes a lot of sense because I think several years after I had made my major mistake in my marriage, she told me one day, "And you didn't even apologize."
Hmm.
And I was like, "Oh God," you know what I'm saying? So that makes a whole. So there has to be remorse, and then remorse should bring about change behavior.
Change,
Rick,
yeah.
yeah, Rick just said something I think is good too. Yeah, and
I do too.
y'all notice I'm listening to y'all's. I'm reading y'all's comments. And listen, if you all are on this live now, follow my page. Follow my page. Follow my YouTube page, The Intellectual Stew, so that way you can get notifications when we're on. We now because I have star. I finally got stars, y'all. Yay! So now you can start supporting the platform with stars, and I appreciate that. So I'm not sure if it's doing it while I'm on StreamYard or not, but whenever I go live, we'll be able to do that. But let's read Rick's comment. Rick said, I think people should stop projecting their standards on everyone else. People almost have no backbone to make their own decisions.
Right.
If
Because
somebody,
you
if
so but
somebody
you
has
so hurt.
feedback,
You go over and you discuss it with Tasha, and Tasha gives you her opinion on it. Her opinion might help you break
Tasha
your
ain't even got no
marriage or your
man.
relationship.
I mean,
Tasha
what you
don't even
say?
have no man.
What you say? And she don't, and she does not have any.
Tasha got 5 kids and 5 baby daddies, and she don't even know how to keep a man. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and why do married people get the advice from single people in their marriage?
I don't agree with that part, James, because I do feel like just, I, advice doesn't come from a specific. Like, you can have sound advice as a single person, because here's the thing: marriage. What makes commitment is the married part. So just because I don't have a license to say that I was married to somebody, I've been in a committed relationship. So it doesn't mean that I don't have any sound advice for a person that has gone and got a piece of paper and committed, if that
Keyword,
makes sense.
keyword you said though is sound advice.
Well,
Everybody's not offering sound advice.
I
Sometimes
mean,
people,
you asked the
But
question of why do single people take advice? Why do married people take advice
people
from
take
single
advice from
people?
I
single people.
yeah, I speak well. I say go seek advice from single people, but and there's a
Like
difference.
Valencia said,
What you say,
sometimes
Valencia?
Tasha might give some great advice, single or not.
True, true.
What's she at? Oh, that's Valencia. It just says
It do
Facebook.
Hmm.
say
It says
Facebook
Facebook
user or
user. It don't
something.
say a name on there, so I
Yeah,
can't see it. Yeah,
Oh, that's it. Okay.
yeah, but
yeah.
sometimes but if that single person is giving advice, that single person needs to be healed. That's my
Yeah,
own
I agree.
that's my only
And that's a
concern.
choice.
Yeah,
That's a choice also.
yeah.
Because, I told you before, I had a relationship like that. But,
Like what? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
what,
yeah, 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 yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But
I,
my
Well,
lo-
we're
I
point.
gonna talk
lost
about that
friends
outside
because of that
then.
Yeah,
relationship.
yeah. That
I lost
relationship.
friends in that marriage,
Yeah,
but they just didn't understand. I chose to move forward. That was
yeah,
my choice because,
yeah,
again, I'm married, you
yeah.
know,
I,
but
I
they
just
didn't understand that.
I just think that sometimes and I don't, like I said, some single people can have good advice. I don't doubt that at all. If it's sound advice, but sometimes, like I said, there's a lot of people who are single that give a lot of advice and that aren't. I mean, and it sounds like, I mean, if words had blood, it sounds like they're bleeding all over everybody that listens to their advice because you can hear the
I
pain
I
through the
understand.
yeah, and
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I
it
got you.
hell, sometimes I think about unfriending certain people because it's so redundant over and over again
Uh-huh.
that I can't
Uh-huh.
let this stuff come through my eye gates. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, because I'm like, where's your success? If you're single and you're giving advice, you ought to at least have some type of success story.
Or or sometimes
Even if you're married, you ought to have. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, I was gonna say, even sometimes I know the single people, they may be going through some hurt, habits and hang-ups. However, you may tell me, well, I realize that I did this, and I'm gonna instruct or tell you don't do this
Yeah.
because this
That's
is
sound
what I
advice.
did.
That's
Yeah.
sound advice.
But the
That's
thing about it is, I feel the same way, James. I see a lot of people that be on Facebook, and I be wanting to really. We not friends like that. We Facebook friends. So it be a lot of times I would like to get in their inbox and be like, "Girl, dude, like I'm sick and tired." And they make, people can get tired of seeing my paparazzi jewelry and all the stuff that I put on there. But one thing about it, I'm not gonna go on this social media. Not that I care about what people think,
oh
but I
Jesus.
care about what people think. There are more people on this platform that take advice from me on so many levels that I don't want to steer anybody wrong. And number two, I have a little sister and I have a daughter. So there are still things about me that I want to remain and have respect for, just in case somebody decides they're going to go across social media. They may be like, well, dang, I thought that she was this type of person, but she putting this crap up here. James, a situation happened like that with you. Somebody that you was watching on social media, and you sent me the thing like, we ain't never, ever, ever got to talk to this person again. You remember
Ever.
that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. This person said this.
Who was that?
we'll talk core
Yeah.
later.
You think
It wasn't you, Core.
I'm
It
just
wasn't
being
you.
messy.
No.
I'm being messy.
It was
No.
another one, Core, not just her.
No.
Okay.
Listen. Whoever is that? Melissa? She's somebody say if my married friends come to me with an issue, I tell them to give it to God. That's good advice. Try counseling, etc. I never tell them to leave their mate. That definitely shouldn't. If they're wrong, I tell them that too. If they're wrong, I tell them that too. And I'm saying, now to me, that's sound advice. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes, yeah, yeah. I'm not real good at jigsaw puzzles. I'm not real good at jigsaw puzzles, but I know there's a technique to a jigsaw puzzle, right? You take all the pieces that are in the box and throw them on the table first, right? So sometimes when a person comes to you to talk, it's not necessarily for advice.
Right.
Sometimes you just need to
They just
listen.
want you to listen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yes.
and that's those that are listening to respond
Mm-hmm.
rather than those who are listening to help somebody. Because
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because sometimes just them talking and they hear it out loud, they're able to hear it a different way. You know what I'm saying? And there have
Mm-hmm.
been many times that people have come to me with advice, and I just sit there and I listen. I'm like, all right. I'll give you an example. My son, I love y'all know I love that boy. 24 years old today. But I remember a conversation we had one time. He called me. He was about 18, 19, and he said, "Dad, I was thinking." And he went through a whole little soliloquy of what he was thinking, right? And then as soon as he got through saying what he was thinking, I said, "What's up, baby boy? What's up, Bolo?" As soon as he got through, he said what he was thinking. I said, "All right, then," click, and hung up the phone. He called me right back. He said, "What do you think?" I said, "Don't matter. You thought." I said, "As long as you thought it through and you had a rationale for what you're thinking, I'm cool with it.
Hey, Bolo.
I'm cool
Hey,
with it.
Polo.
I'm cool with it." So we roll with that. We roll with that, and that's how a lot of times when people come for advice, sometimes they just need like you said, a listening ear or a sounding board.
Yes.
Coy, you gave me man, there's a lot of people on here tonight. I appreciate y'all. Coy, you gave me my best Christmas gift.
Hey.
Excuse me, my best birthday gift. Coy gave me my best birthday gift. For real. My best, you know what the best birthday gift she gave me? She said, "James, you're such a good listener." She said, "That's why I like talking to you, because you're a good listener." That made
Mm-hmm.
my day because I listen intently. And sometimes it's not necessary to respond. And now, every now and then out the blue, Coy be like, "Are you available? I need to talk." I'll be like, "All right, call me." I'll be like, "All right, call me." And I'll just listen. I ain't gonna make a whole I might say
Yeah.
wow, or "Oh really?" Or "Yeah," but I ain't finna help you make a decision.
Or what do you think's gonna come out of that?
Yeah. But I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna help you make a decision rather than try to sway you on your decision. Because when
Right.
anybody says, "Girl, I wouldn't put up with that," or "Girl, I wouldn't do that," how do you know what you would do if you wasn't in that situation?
That's
Baby, and them
right.
be the one,
That's
them be the
right.
ones that stay through some stuff that you know darn well. But they
Mm-hmm.
always try to get. I always feel like this: when people feel like you are here, they're okay. But as soon as you get a little bit elevated,
Yep.
then that's the problem. So as long as you're here with me and my dysfunctional, like you got a dysfunctional relationship, I got a dysfunctional relationship, or we're both single, then I'm gonna try to keep you at a place where I am, so you won't one up me. That's just how I feel like some people are.
That was good. That was a good.
Yeah, I try to encourage my friends too, especially if they have a lot of time invested.
Yeah.
Like, baby, you about to start over, and you may
Oh,
get the
well, again, you got to
same
learn them. You got
thing.
to, they got to learn you.
Yes. So
You know,
just work through it.
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
If it's work throughable, if that's the word,
And you
Now
said
I do have a
hey,
friend that's like, but that's from her experience, and
uh-huh.
she's still healing. She hasn't tried to get into a relationship. She's been single for a while. She's
I
it's
get it.
over. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. But
And that's the
that's her
thing.
experience and what she went through.
Absolutely. And you said something earlier. I think Ashley, when we talk about the examples that we have nowadays, there is no Cosby Show anymore.
No.
You know what I'm saying? There is no what was the one with
They're
Kyle?
trying to take the reruns off.
Yeah, I mean, and then they demonized him so bad. I know he did it to himself to an extent, but everything that was
No,
the
he didn't let
positive.
them have that oil. He didn't do
He let
nothing.
him
Go ahead though.
exactly. But
That
absolutely,
part.
yeah. But the thing is, anything that was a positive example for us in our society, they've tried to demonize it and take it and make it something that was bad. So we don't have those examples now. That's why, man, every time you look up, you got Basketball Wives, and now you got Real Housewives of Atlanta, and you got what's the one, Love
And
and
only
Hip
one
Hop, and all
person
this.
made it.
Yeah, all of these things that are going, and those things are shaping our psyche. And that's why I want to segue to the next part of this conversation. That's where a lot of our unrealistic expectations have come from. You used that word earlier, Coy. Let me play this video right quick. And then we're gonna go a little bit further in the conversation. Hold on, let me get to it. I'm
Thanks,
hungry.
Bolo. Look.
Y'all keep
Bolo,
talking.
listen. Every time I see Bolo name, I think about the stripper
Y'all funny.
from the Housewives.
Stop. Let me share this screen. I'm hungry, ass. I gotta go and get me something to eat tonight. I'm going to Waffle House.
Baby, let me tell y'all
A
something.
lot.
If James ain't gonna do nothing
Yeah, me
else,
too. I like Married to Medicine.
James is going to eat y'all
At 1 o'clock in the morning.
at
Here we
1
go.
o'clock in the morning.
You so
When we
funny.
get off these calls, he be like, I gotta get me something to eat. I'm like, you finna fry some chicken.
All right, let's talk about this.
For one, I'm not paying for everything.
I can't hear it.
It's
What
your
is it
birthday,
saying?
cool, but I'm not doing that. It's 18. Why do you gotta pay for all y'all food though? You brought 18 friends. I'm finna leave you. You staying here with them or you coming with me? You are you?
Oh my gosh.
Like, you really just should have paid for all of our food.
For one, I'm not paying for everybody's food. It's your birthday, cool, but I'm not doing that. It's 18. Why do you gotta pay for all y'all food though? You brought 18 friends. I'm finna leave you. You staying here.
All right, I'm done with that. Hold on.
Okay, one key
I
word
watched
she
it over
said,
the weekend.
she was discouraged because he didn't pay for everybody's food. And she equated that to a broke, you know what.
Yeah.
So he's broke because he can't pay for everybody's food.
Seem like they broke.
So, right. Why couldn't you pay for everybody's food? If you're not broke then, right? You equating that to being broke.
Yes, James.
I don't even have 18 friends.
I don't think I got eight. I know I don't have 18 friends. I don't even have 18 friends and associates combined together. Like,
no.
I'm gonna tell you how that conversation went. Girl, we going after my everything. Girl, we going
and this
after
nigga
my
gonna
birthday.
pay for it.
And
So get
he
ready.
don't pay
If
for
he
it. Y'all
don't,
just
I'm
got
not
to
gonna
show
deal
up.
with him.
Yeah, listen. That's how that went. And then they probably ended it with on period.
I got a question for the ladies in chat. Anybody in the chat or men, whatever, was he wrong? Should he have paid for her?
Bolo said 18 4 for foes.
That's that 18 that's $72. That's still $72. I might pay 72. I might pay the $72.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. It sounds like her and her friends depend on men to pay for everything. Yeah.
Yeah. I can
but
remember
how do you expect to have a man when you're a grown girl? You're not a grown woman.
Clearly,
thinking like that.
Clearly.
But she was obviously under the misconception that he was supposed to pay for her food. Yeah. Now hold
Did
on.
he
Wow,
have
that
a
is really
conversation with
sad.
him? Like, I'm trying to figure out did they have a conversation and said that's what you should have been talking to your man. I wouldn't even ask my man no BS like that.
Hold on. Let's see. You
But
see what Rick said? Go ahead, keep talking. But I'm putting Rick.
go ahead. You can go ahead.
He said, "I'm sorry, but I blame the guy to an extent." Okay. You
Okay.
can't. And actually, you're gonna respond to his comment. You can't
Okay.
tell me it took him until her birthday to realize what she considered to be her standard. I think her thinking process is wrong, but he should have seen the red flags way before he was put in this embarrassing situation.
I'm gonna say I disagree with that. Because we don't know how soon the birthday dinner was or not. She could have very well invited him to the birthday dinner. Saying that she was going out with her homegirls. I'm not gonna say that the red flags were there because we don't know how they met. And
Yeah,
he
because
could
I
have
can't see you calling your man a broke nigga in front of everybody. Like that's weird.
So and you would have known he was a broke in prior to you inviting him to the Cora again.
You all right? She all right? Oh, okay, good. Next we had to call the
I'm a,
ambulance over there.
it fell off the stand.
Yeah, you would have known he was a broke guy, so to speak, and whatever her classification is of broke, before you invited 18 people to go out to dinner. So I'm gonna say he wasn't broke. You thought that he was just gonna
Yeah,
dumb
that's
down
what I'm
that
thinking.
money for you and your friends.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking she knows he has money.
Yeah.
He had, that he's balling or doing something, and she just thought she could. Hey, my like you said, my man gonna take care of it, all this kind of stuff, and he told him point blank. Now, Shantae just said when her and her friends go out for a drink, the guys, that's an S though. We hang with buy us drinks. We don't have to pay for nothing. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
I mean, I
neither
get it.
do
Yeah.
I.
Yeah.
But I ain't inviting
He's not
my
obligated to do it though. They're not obligated to do
my
it.
family and them to out to eat with my man to pay for everybody's food. I'm not doing that.
Yeah. And if and let me ask you this, Shantae. Let me ask you this, Shantae. If y'all go out and they don't pay for it, are you gonna be able to take care of it?
Are they broke?
No, and I'm not talking about the no. I'm not asking her. If they don't pay for it, are you gonna be able to pay for your own drinks? You know what I'm saying? Because the problem, because I ain't gonna lie, they came out looking real good. They had
They
little party,
did
they had their party dresses on, and
everything.
they was like lined up in a single file line, like they just got off the school bus and everything, and ready to party. And then he said, "I'm not paying for all your friends." They like,
And
really?
one thing for me, just like you just said, James, even if I was to go out somewhere with the intentions in my mind that somebody was going to pay for a comp dinner or whatever the case may be, I'm gonna always, first of all, have my own money, and I'm gonna always order something on the menu that I can pay for, because life happens. The person might not have got paid, honey, and everything has changed now that you get to the restaurant. Whatever the case may be. I think they all went in there, honey. That ticket probably was a good 5, 6, 7,000, not thousand, maybe $1,000. So yeah, now I'm not gonna ever go out nowhere without my own money. And they standing there, honey, like they finna have a town hall meeting.
Yeah, I mean, I can remember times back in the day when we would go out. When I was in the car business, I was in management. We would take out 7, 8 people, and go. I mean, one time I went to Justice and we took out 6. I think it was me and one guy, and it was like 6 young ladies. They were from a bank in Texas, but they came out to hang out in Atlanta for the weekend. And of course, I'm trying my best to impress the banker. So of course, I paid $600-700 for the food and the drinks. You know what I'm saying? But that was for 6 or 7 people. What would that have looked like for 18 people? You know what I'm saying?
Baby,
that would have
a
been
lot.
And by the time you start getting around the shots for everybody, I mean that's at least 3 shots. 18 times 3, that's 54 shots at whatever time or price. Then you got to pay for the food.
$7 a shot if you on top shelf.
$7 in Arkansas. You better not. You go to Miami or
Right.
go to Atlanta.
Exactly.
That's probably $13-14. And you do that 3 times, and then you paying for all their food. And I've seen women go to a doggone restaurant together. Y'all eat like drug dealers, boy. Y'all get the appetizer. Y'all get the mini entree. Y'all get the dessert. I ain't getting no appetizer. I'm sorry. I ain't about appetizer.
I don't get an appetizer.
You keep your blooming onion. I get it.
It depends on how hungry I am. but I'm gonna eat like I would eat
if
when I'm
I buy
spending
my
my
own
money
stuff.
also.
I get you. I get you.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
get you.
exactly.
I'm just not a big eater, and I never have been a big eater. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, when I go to a restaurant, I eat enough. I don't go
So
unless I'm
Kiki says, James, my
okay.
friend came to hang out with us and she met a guy there. He brought us drinks, but her other homegirl ordered additional drinks. He paid for the drinks he ordered and she got mad and called him broke.
Ain't that
Ain't
some
that
bull?
something?
Wow.
You done ordered additional drinks on this man's tab.
Yep. Unrealistic
And you know what?
expectations.
But
Yeah,
those are
that's
people
probably why some guys don't even get involved
yes.
with oh, let me get your drink for you. They don't want that type of drama.
No, no,
But I
sir.
feel like people like that are women or girls that aren't used to anything. So when somebody
No,
buy you
they might
when
be used to some, but they might be a little uncomfortable in their own space because they
no,
can't
I'm
provide
saying
what they expect somebody else to provide.
well, what
Come
I
here,
mean, I'm
lady.
talking about the homegirl that ordered all these extra drinks. Somebody coming over here order me something, so girl, I'm gonna add some more stuff. That's how I feel about. They might not be used to
Yeah.
somebody, so let me add up some stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Look what I like what Layden just said. She said, "My question is, why would all them ladies show up with no money?"
Yeah,
Grandmama said, "Lady, I always keep a little change
yeah, a
with."
little bit.
Yeah,
Listen, to be able to buy you something. We
I
we
mean,
talk about that when we travel. My family, when we travel, normally it's a set of my uncles that normally supplies everything for us. But we all make sure that we have a little change in our pocket if we want to buy us a soda pop or something. You shouldn't have to run up to your uncle and say, "Can I get $1 so I can buy me a drink?" Yeah, that's what you call a broke B. If they
both
really want to be technical about it, all y'all done showed up to get this man to pay for y'all food, and not one of y'all they bought them on them bundles. That's
I
what it
broke
was.
what?
A broke B.
B? What's a B?
I'm not cussing like that. As the
James.
as the name say, I'm a lady.
Yeah, you are a lady. I get it. So why do okay? So is lady is cussing not ladylike?
I'm not saying it is, but
I'm asking the
hey,
question. I'm just asking
I
your opinion.
I feel like
I don't
um
think it is.
Okay.
you should not be doing certain stuff, at a certain
Cause
manner.
they, cause boy, we
Certain
cuss like
words are real hard.
it is
But
ladylike.
that's subjective,
Shantae.
that is subjective.
It is. But let me say this. On a forum like this, you're not gonna catch me saying certain stuff because
Hmm.
for my professional life, there's a certain look for myself that I would like to have. And I definitely don't want somebody. I know we on social media and I know you feel like this is a closed space, but someone is watching
Absolutely.
and they've shared this all over. So yeah, I wouldn't be on here doing that. Now I
No.
may drop an F bomb and stuff if I'm in front of some friends, depending upon what's going on.
Yeah, but I mean, but the cussing is, crazy. I mean, never mind. My cousin said she cussed like a grown man. Sometimes I get it,
Yeah.
but that's Kiki. That's my cousin. But I get it. I get it. And I'm just,
I used to work with Kiki.
did you? No, that
Hmm.
Kiki is my cousin for real. I mean, we got the same blood for real. That's me. That's my cousin's daughter. We are cousin and cousin. I've been say cousin, brother, and sister, but I can't say that. So we're cousin and cousin. So with these whole and so I'm gonna be honest with you. That's why I said today on my show. I said if I say something out of turn tonight, y'all just have to forgive me. Cause well, really, I don't care. But
James is on one today,
I'm
y'all.
so sick of these unrealistic expectations
Corey, it's
because
your fault.
because the unrealistic
No,
the unrealistic
don't do that,
expectation.
Ashley.
Listen what I'm saying though. The unrealistic expectations, if we're 100% honest, all they're doing is deepening the divide that's already between us. We're already deepening
Yeah.
and people talk about what women won't put up, what women won't put up with, women ain't selling. But I'll be honest with you, hell, I'm not putting up with nothing either. And I'm at a point in my life where I want peace. And if you come
Yeah.
over here and you display anything that remotely, eerily resembles anything other than peace, then I'm going to ask you that famous question: what you about to do?
Uh-oh. They got to go home, James.
That's my question.
Yeah.
I mean, if you hear and I've gotten bored with the conversation, or get out of it, because it seems like everybody now wants to debate over and over and fight and and go back and forth. And I had some conversations yesterday that were literally exhausting. I wanted to go outside and just scream. I'm gonna have to stop taking so many phone calls because everybody has another reason why we shouldn't have good relationships or why we can't get back together or what they're not going to put up with. And every one of them have been adversely affected by their environment. Everyone that I talk to, when we talk after a few minutes, when I ask them, well, what was your parental situation? Well, I was raised by my mom and my stepdaddy. My stepdaddy abused me, and my dad. Then you're not the one to be talking to about marriage. You're not the one that I need to have this conversation.
Yeah, not until you get healed.
Until you get a good, because you ain't even got Bill Cosby, you ain't got Heathcliff and Claire to even look at no more to get a good example of marriage.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, only one you got is Denzel, and what's his wife's name?
I don't know. Denzel wife.
Yeah, Denzel wife, Miss Washington. But but they ain't in the limelight like that. You know what I'm saying? But
right, that's true.
Forever. So we don't have any examples, but we got a whole bunch of people who don't have examples, but want to tell what their examples are. That's counterproductive. That's not going to get us to a place because really thank you, Mr. Himes. We need to be in a position of learning now. You know what Grandmama used to tell us to do when the storm of life used to come? Sit down somewhere. And so when storms come in life that we go through, even marital, even relational, all those types of storms, sometimes we got to sit down and listen and let the storm pass, right? And then when the storm passes, we used to go outside and see what the damage looked like. And so many times it's been so much damage. No, oh boy, you stupid. He's talking we got Jada and Will. I'm about to kick you out the studio, Rick, but they're talking about some Jada and Will stuff. No, I'm joking.
We got Jada and Will.
But back in the day, after the storm, and they still do it in the country now. Back in the day, and actually, they still do it in the country. When the storm passes, what do? They go outside to look around the house to see what damage has been done, right? And then they fix the damage. When we have a relational storm, this is good what I'm saying right now.
Come on, preach.
When we have a relationship storm, after the storm passes, we need to make sure we do a mental assessment. Go around the house, go around your life, and look and see what was damaged. And when you see what was damaged, you start to fix those areas that was damaged. If your self-esteem was shattered, then you need to go work on something to get you some self-esteem. Yeah. If you lost something monetarily, you need to go fix whatever that stability was in that area. Whatever is wrong after you have endured the storm, then you have to assess the damage. Most times we don't ever want to endure the storm because we think that it's everybody else's fault. Wasn't nothing wrong with me. I'll just say something. Let me say amen. I'm gonna say amen to myself on that one. Amen.
Amen.
I said to myself. Amen.
You want to?
Can I get an amen in the chat? Can I get an amen in the chat, please? Can I get an amen in the chat? And that's the reason why instead of rehabilitating or healing in a marriage, that's why you always hear me say the first thing we would rather do is we would rather amputate. We would rather amputate than heal. We would rather amputate and heal. And I hear this old new standard stuff, but that's because they never knew what the tradition was. And that's what. And I don't ride with new standards. I'm sorry, y'all. I just don't. I don't ride with new standards. Y'all can have that new. Because some of these young people who talk about these new standards here, y'all need to go listen to some old people who've been through something and who have some stick-to-itiveness. Because we don't have any stick-to-itiveness anymore. We want to amputate. We'll leave as soon as something goes wrong. And most of the times it's because we have unrealistic expectations.
I agree.
It be so unrealistic. Sometimes we don't want to even do. We don't want to do the stuff that we ask.
Girl, if you don't, hold on real quick. Hold on. Say that one more time, please. Say it for the people in the back.
I just said, sometimes we expect so much, but we don't want to do the things that we're expecting.
Wow. Can I ask y'all in the chat?
And we all have been guilty of it at some point. Yeah. And I'm not even talking about in relationships. I'm just talking about in life general. We all have had a point. I feel like y'all can say now that we've expected something out of something, but we ain't been willing to do that same thing that we're expecting them to do.
That's good, man. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yep. Oh, what Bolo you just said? So Bolo
Bolo
has
said.
Bolo. Now he jokes, but it's some depth in those jokes. You got a lot of
It is.
runners. You got a lot of runners. Track stars. She's a runner. She's a track star. I don't know the
Don't you
song.
do it, James. Don't you do it.
I, I, I stick to the church song. Y'all know I stick to the church song. But we will run right out of a relationship because we don't have any stick to itiveness. Because the
And,
world has taught us that if you're not happy, leave.
and
And
just
okay,
like
Yeah.
Coy said,
no, go ahead.
I was gonna say, just like Coy said earlier, you'll run out of that, run into something else, and it may be a worse situation than you came out of, but you ran instead of fixing, or just like you said, assessing the damage, James, and trying to fix whatever is damaged, you don't go over here to something that looks like it's well put together, but if you go around
Mm,
the house, it's actually just a shell. Everything has been gutted out of that thing.
mm,
But all you saw
mm.
was the front part of it, and it looked real good.
Yep. Nicole, you're 1,000% right. People feel like it's easier to run because the work requires time and energy. One of my favorite baseball players is Ronald Acuna. Last year, he had a devastating ACL injury. Right, ACL injury takes 12 months to come back from.
Mm,
And it's not 12 months of sitting around the house,
chilling.
eating bonbons and drinking milk, thinking the milk makes the body do good or whatever. But it's actually working out. It's actually running. It's actually going through resistance exercises. It's going through it's mental. It's a whole bunch of stuff that requires work. Marriage requires work. Relationships require work. It means rehabilitation. It means going through counseling, reading books, listening to wise counsel. Not and wise counsel, like you said, Ashley, it could come from somebody who might have messed up. Grandmama might have took it from her husband or whatever, but she could tell you what it felt like,
Mm-hmm.
how I was able to do it. Instead of you assuming why she did it, go ask her. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? And learn. And like Coy said a minute ago, I got 15 years in this relationship. I ain't finna give it up because this woman over here did this right here and messed this up. I'm not finna give mine up because of something like
Mhm.
that. Relationships take work. And if we're willing to put in the work, then we can do a whole lot better. Because if we don't start to fix it, and people don't desire marriage again. And it's not our 40s and 50s age, because y'all mid 30s. It's the 20s and 30s in this age that it's not because typically we don't have one priority in life, right? We're taught to have a list of priorities, right? And we kind of rank our list. Marriage used to be somewhere on the list.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's
Mhm.
nowhere on the list. And if it is, it's way at the bottom. And I get it. And I get you, Coy. Coy said, I ain't got to be married. But Coy is saying, even if I'm not married, I do want to be in a committed
In a relationship.
relationship. Yeah, and I
Mm-hmm.
want it to
Mhm.
be committed. And I prefer a monogamous relationship. And she says,
Mm-hmm.
but I understand that we live in the real world and this
Mm-hmm.
can potentially happen. And
Mm-hmm.
somebody would say that Coy is crazy for that, but that's Coy's concept. And that's
Mhm.
Coy's desire. And somebody might hear Coy on this conversation and say, you know what, she got a point.
She
Because
has a valid point. People are human, is basically all she's saying.
Mhm.
Realize that they're human. And if they hear that part instead of the other stuff that she's saying as far as, because all they hear is Coy say it's okay to
Right.
cheat. That's what they hear Coy
That's
say.
not
that's
what
But
I'm
that's not
saying
what
though.
she's
that is
that's
not what she
not what
said.
she's saying.
That is not what she said.
That's
Right.
not what she
Right.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not what she is
No.
saying at all.
And I'm going to say this until I'm blue in the face, if that's even possible, that relationships. I'm agreeing with you, Miss Sebastian, Nicole Webb Sebastian. That the work that relationships grow. We grow. We look at our parents. I think Layden said earlier that her parents had been married for like 40 years or whatever it was. I forgot what the number was, but they didn't just wake up one day and be 40 years married. They put
Mhm.
39, 364 days into a 40-year marriage, right? And so, but we make the mistake of thinking and trying to equate our little 1-year relationship to a relationship that's been going on. You said, "Oh my God," she said her grandparents were together for 70 years, but you
Mm.
can't. But if I'm married to somebody, and we've been married for a year or two, I very well can't look at my 1 year marriage and compare it to somebody who's gone through something for 70 years. I got to put in the equity. I got to put in the work. And I put in the work, as we grow, here it is, we have to manage the growth. My biggest mistake, and I'll tell everybody in my marriage, my biggest mistake was I didn't manage the growth. If anybody has ever planted roses, you typically plant roses in a box. Because if you don't plant them in a box, they'll grow really wild. They'll grow all over the place, right? But the box controls the roses so that they can stay in this confined space and get maximum growth, right? That's the same thing we need to do with our relationships. We put a box around that relationship and we grow even with room. I ain't talking about, when you ain't got no room to grow, because I want her to be all she can be. Get her education. Go after your career. Do everything you can. But let's stay within this box of this relationship, of this marriage, so that we can grow together. Because if we don't stay in this box, then we start listening to the outside noise. We start listening to the advice. We start wanting to hang with people we ain't got no business hanging with, right? That's going to adversely affect our marriage. And then we start to grow apart instead of growing together. And the goal in any relationship leading into a marriage should be that we grow together. We should sit, and that was one of the mistakes I made.
One of the things I was just thinking about is how we'll go on a job, and in reference to people saying they don't ever want to do something anymore. When you get fired from a job, or a job is a bad job, you don't go home and say, you know what, I ain't gonna ever work again in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Either you don't work for somebody and do your own business, but at some point you're still going to be doing some type of work. You're not just quitting that for forever. So you can't say, well, I'm just done in life. This is the thing that made me feel a certain type of way and I'm going to quit. Heck, I done had some bad jobs, but I stayed for long times at some of these jobs. So to me, I feel like people should put just as much work, like James said, into all aspects of their lives if it's something worth having.
That's good. Oh, Rick, boy, Rick, a wise little joker. That was good, Ashley. That was very good what you said. Rick said, read that for me, Coy.
Okay. I heard that the problem is people say I do to one person instead of multiple, meaning people don't account for change and maturity in their partner. You should be making that commitment to the person that they are and who they will be.
That's good.
Yeah, it is.
People
James,
change.
I think you talked about that one time before.
Mm-hmm.
We start off as one person, just like you just said, as we're younger, and as we get older, different things about us, whether it be body, the way we were sexing you, the way we talk to you, whatever it was, and of course, just like you said, growing together. So you can't expect the person to stay the same person and then the relationship stays the same. Our values and our goals change in life, so we definitely should change with them. So I definitely agree with what you're saying.
Yeah, and Coy, this is the thing here, Coy. People change. The problem is we don't let them change. And piggybacking what my little young friend Rick said, is with this whole growth thing, we have to grow together. Because what can also happen in a relationship, hear this, y'all can tweet it, say whatever you want to, put it on Facebook. Sometimes we outgrow the person in our relationship.
We do.
Mm-hmm.
And when we outgrow the person in the relationship, if we outgrow them and make them feel like that we've outgrown them, then that's the beginning of the end right there.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's a whole, now let me say this, there's a whole bunch of reasons. Well, I know, what if he don't want to come along, or what? There's a whole bunch of reasons why. I'm not here to discuss we're not here a lot of times to discuss the why. Sometimes we're here just to give you the that or the what, right? Because if we give you the that or the what, because most black folk in here that plays some spades at sometimes, right? And when you play spades, they got 52. The person who has a deck deals the cards has 52 cards, and they deal each and every person at the table 13 cards apiece, and we don't have any choice of what those cards are.
Mm-hmm.
But when we get them, we put the spades together, we put the hearts together, we put the diamonds together, and we put the clubs together, and we make a hand and we play it the best way we can.
Absolutely.
And if we do it right, one card can change the game. If I can if I can get spades in and push spades and get them out the game right quick, one card can change the whole game. And that's the same thing that happens with our relationships, right? We take what's dealt and we play the hand.
Mm-hmm.
And if somebody has something, for instance, somebody puts a jack and I'm sitting here on a queen, I got a queen ace split. I got to make sure, do I want to play this queen? Should I go ahead and play this ace?
Mm-hmm.
Or should I play the queen? But I know if I play the queen, the person behind me might have a king.
chance.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they might take me out with the king. Or do I go ahead and play the eight? You know, so you play it a certain way. But a lot of us are not strategic because we've never been taught properly how to play the game. I watched Phyllis and James. That's my mom and dad. That's my stepmom. I'm not gonna say they had the most perfect relationships, but I learned some things of what to do, and I learned some things of what not to do. I ain't have to ask them. I ain't have to ask them why they did it this way or whatever. I can just look at it from the olfactory with these eyes of mine and my experience and say, okay, I'll never do that. But I'm not wounded by it. I'm not hurt by it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm trying to be. I'm really, Coy and Ashley, at this stage in my life, I'm really trying to become the best version of myself that I possibly can. Right? I mean, I've looked in this mental rearview mirror. And I've looked at the mistakes and I've assessed my mistakes and, and where what I could have done differently and all of these types of things. And I realized where I could have played a different card in life and how that one card could have changed the game. If I would have came home instead of going where I was going, that one card could have changed the game. If my friend said, come on, let's go. They single ASS's and my married ASS ain't got no business out with these folk, right? But they say, hey, come on, let's go have one more drink. But instead of going to get another drink, I should have got my bucket on I-20 and went home. That one card could have changed the game. And we don't realize how one card played improperly affects our whole lives. Yeah.
Rick says, I'm sorry, Richard says, I'm glad you said that. It touches on what they tell you about people about the opposites attract. People think opposites go together, but it's more like a puzzle piece. The right opposite will only fit a specific place, meaning you fill in my downfalls and teach me how to maneuver.
He said, sorry, it touches on. No, he left out of eye. He fixed it in the chat. He said it touches on what I tell people about how opposites attract. Yeah, okay, we got it. That's good. That's good stuff, Rick. You know what, Rick? I'm gonna get you on the show soon because Rick is under 30, and I like young people who can communicate like this because we're trying to reach that generation as well. That's good, Rick. That's good. So yeah, we got to figure out how to play our hands better, man. Because we've been playing, and everybody, and any brother that don't know how to play spades, you probably automatically kicked out the family reunion. I'm joking.
Don't do that like that. Don't do that like that.
I couldn't even get it out of my mouth good.
Don't even do that.
You need to go. Man, I ain't talking about no internet spades and none of that kind of stuff either. I'm for real. But
you can wait to get that out.
That was fresh off the dome. It came fresh out the dome. But real talk, you don't know how to play spades, Kiki. And I
said she kicked out, honey.
No, you blew it. You stayed. I love you too much. I ain't gonna. Kiki supports me, so no, we're gonna let Kiki stick around. Cause when I come back to Little Rock, I'm gonna teach you how to play spades. So we're gonna make sure you get that one down. Cause we gotta have you at the family reunion because you are the life of the party. We gotta have you there cussing like a grown man, like you said. I gotta have somebody. Over there doing that.
But you do a lot of that in spades.
It sure will. Definitely. Yeah. Especially if you mess around and renege. So, Coy, that's a time when I'm cussing like a man. As Kiki said.
Y'all are so
Lord, Ivy, you don't know how to play spades either?
No, I'm cussing the person out that's doing the renege.
No, she's calling Ivy. Layden is Ivy, apparently. So
I thought you said Ashley. You don't know. I'm my bad.
No. Ivy, we got to get you taken care of. So, yeah, we're gonna have a tutorial on spades in a couple of weeks, and we're gonna have to figure out how to teach everybody that don't know how to play spades how to play spades.
So James got a TikTok, right? James has gone crazy with TikTok. So James probably gonna do y'all a little video on TikTok about how to play spades. When he got on TikTok, I was so proud of him. But I was scared.
You were what?
Scared.
Yeah, I know. I do rebuke people in the name of Jesus, right?
Listen. Listen, when you let James is throwing freely on this here social media, it's almost like when you see your parents on there. Who done let James on TikTok is what I was thinking. And he done went crazy.
I used to like you, Ashley. That was about
you love me. You don't have to like me, but you love me.
No.
And I'm okay with that.
I just got angry with you just a moment ago.
It's all right. You'll call me about it tomorrow.
Here you go. For you, this is for you, Ashley.
No,
you mad?
No.
That's for you, Ashley. I don't care what you say. That's 100% for Ashley. Right,
Kiki said, yep, he follows me on TikTok. He growing up. Yeah.
I'm proud of me, man. Hey.
Yeah.
Hold on. Ivy, Layden said she just know how to play Uno, Go Fish, and I declare war. Hey, I'll tell you up as a declare war, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. I will wear you out.
Wait a minute. What about that speed, though? Do y'all play speed?
I'm not as good at speed. I'm okay, but I ain't as quick.
I don't know what that is.
But hold on.
Oh, boy.
Can I call her Ivy or should I call her Layden Pearl?
Ivy's fine.
Okay. So, Ivy, we can use your scenario. I declare war. You have no idea what card is going to be played next, right? But you play it. You just turn it over and play it. And if you do it enough times, you win.
You win.
And that's what I'm trying to tell y'all about these relationships. Keep playing the cards. Speed don't do nothing make you mad.
Make him mad.
It do, for real. It does.
Mr. Riggs, you must be slow in speed.
You ain't got to pick on my friend. He might be.
I'm just asking a question.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't never. My 4-year-old could beat up sometimes. See, but when she was 4, she's 18 now. I was talking about her the other day. When we were younger, we used to have this game called Buzzed, and Buzzed was a lot like Jeopardy. And this child, for whatever reason, couldn't read, but would guess all the answers. Would literally guess all the answers and get them right. So now she's 18 years old, and she's made a decision she don't want to go to college or nothing like that. So the other day we went and got her transcript from college. She came in from high school. She finished with a 4.1 GPA. So I mean, that's an A average. But why go to? She's like, why go to college to find what I want to do when I already know what I want to do? She want to be an esthetician, so she got a job working for an esthetician. Now she's ready to go to school to be an esthetician. Yeah. Hold on.
I tell people this all the time. I graduated early from high school, and a lot of my jobs, my larger paying, most successful moments in my life I didn't have a degree doing that. And so I tell people I was afforded a lot of opportunities without having that. Now, of course, went on later and to pursue that, but it was a personal choice and not something that I had to have. So.
And they're talking about it in our society. Black women are the most educated people in the world, but that's our trophy now. That's our claim to fame. That's why when my homeboys walk in a bar one night and they see 3 or 4 women and they walk up to them and they say, before you come over here with all that stuff, we all got our master's degree. All of us got our master's degree. And my boy was like, I don't have no master's degree, but I make $250,000 a year because the business he was in, boy, he made $200,000-$300,000 a year. So, but I guarantee he didn't have $100,000. Well, he did have a college degree. I take that back. He did have a college degree. He did have, but that wasn't what defined. He wasn't doing nothing in his field, though. So, yeah, this has been a good conversation so far tonight. So with this whole unrealistic expectation piece, and we got to do. But I'm back at the beginning. I'm back at the part that had me frustrated when we first started the show. Is the whole aspect of that. So many people have unrealistic expectations that I don't know if we'll ever be able to get to a positive place with regards to relationships, especially in our community. I don't think it ever happened. I was after that whole conversation about the bouquet yesterday, and I was joking. But I like the responses I got off of it, because I do that stuff. Those are like social experiments for me. And then when I got through, I called somebody else to ask them And when I talked to them about it, and they just barraged me with why they wouldn't do it. And no matter how many good suggestions I would give them, it would come back with another one, and come back with another. And then I don't know why I didn't ask this question in the beginning, but I waited to the end. I said, "Well, were your parents married?" Well, no, I had my stepmom and my mom, my stepmom and my stepdad and my mom. And my stepdad mistreated me. Oh God, I wouldn't have wasted 45 minutes on this conversation because I already that you. And so I was so exhausted. And then I see these videos like this girl expecting somebody to pay for 18 folks and all this other kind of stuff. And it's so many more like that. I put out about 3 TikToks this week about one girl said, yeah, did y'all see the one where the girl said she would ignore her feelings?
You
didn't see that one?
I must have missed it.
Ass ain't seen all my TikTok. Ass ain't seen
Yeah, I must have missed that.
Yeah, she said.
And I try to make sure I look, cause see, you be want to ask us questions like now. We want to ask us questions about it in the group chat. And Coy, you know we got to give an old synopsis behind it. So I be trying to make sure I look and pay attention.
Yeah,
he gonna cuss me out in a minute.
No, I'm not either. I love you. No, hold on. I love you. I ain't gonna cuss you out. You my homegirl. You know how I am.
Yeah, I be trying. Jane be telling me, Coy, let me tell you something. I really appreciate you, honey, because I couldn't keep up with what James was wanting to do. I can keep up as far as the topics and whatever we need. But see, James be wanting to bounce stuff off through the middle of the day. I'm over here counting these people, not counting money. I'm over here dealing with these folks' numbers, child. I can't talk to you right now, baby. James be like, I know you saw me talking. So,
you see my face?
Yeah,
you see my face?
I really appreciate you.
You see my face?
Yes, indeed.
Because Ashley ain't going nowhere. I told her a long time ago when we first started this, you ain't going nowhere. So
listen, I be trying to keep up with him. I be on the phone trying to do work, and then he be like, "Well, it seems like you at work," because I ain't responding the way he want me to. I call you back. So yes, Coy, you are a lifesaver.
Here it is, right here. I'm gonna play it right quick. Hold on.
Y'all are a mess.
That's her picking on me all the time, and I'm supposed to be the bad guy.
Sleep with a guy, I must get paid.
No, I don't sleep with a guy to get paid. I just will not date a broke guy because I can afford.
What if you have a feeling for a broke guy and it's natural, right?
Yeah, I will ignore it.
Did you hear what she said?
What did she say?
If I'm gonna sleep with a guy, I must get paid.
No, I don't sleep with a guy to get paid. Okay. I just will not date a broke guy because I can afford.
Somebody said with their broke
What
ass
if you have a
wig
feeling
on.
for a broke guy,
right?
And it's natural, right?
Yeah, I will ignore it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me stop.
She probably gonna have a man that what was there somebody said that she probably gonna get cheated on or something. I think I seen.
Of course, because she want a man with a whole bunch of money. So a man with a whole bunch of money got a whole bunch of money for a lot of women.
But the deep part about it, Sammy Smash, I see you right there. You're absolutely right. But the deep part about it, what she said, he said, what if somebody you have feelings for somebody, and the feelings are natural? She said, I will ignore it.
She'll ignore it.
That's the dumbest shit ever. I mean, stuff ever.
You say shit. How many people are ignoring it though?
That's true.
People. That's
a lot.
Yeah. It's so many people that we ignore that can be vibing on somebody, have a chemistry with somebody. We laugh, we talk, we do all this stuff. You thinking my thoughts, we all this kind of stuff. But because they're not at a socioeconomic status that you want them to be at, you will ignore it. As she just said.
I got a question for the men.
She snorted. Ashley snorted. Go ahead.
Oh my God.
My question for the men: does men ever have financial expectations when it comes to a woman?
No.
Like women have?
Good one, Coy.
Some of them do, but I don't think many do. Do y'all ask? Hey, fellas, y'all still around? That's a good question. Fellas, do we have financial expectations when it comes to women? Because it's always been said that we can walk in McDonald's and we see the girl on the fries, and if she fine, we'll take her home because she ain't gonna look like that in the uniform.
Financial expectations beyond just money.
what other financial expectations between beyond money? Credit.
I mean, whether it be credit, heck, are you financially savvy when it comes to different things? Like, are you able, are you able to budget? Are you able to handle your money? Are you just frivolous? Like, that might not be Coy's question, but I would like to know that. Do you have, because we have all of these expectations when it comes to that. Do y'all?
Let me tell you something. If you're peaceful, as somebody else I know I heard say, if you're peaceful, if you're fine, if you're fit, if you're faithful, if you're all those type of things, what?
James.
I'm just saying. I was in the
You
middle
being
of something.
messy.
No, I wasn't. I'm in the middle of something. But if you are all those things, I teach you.
He being messy.
You know what I said? If you're all those things, and your main word peaceful, I'll teach you all those things.
Okay.
We'll get all those things together. Main thing, and brothers, y'all can help me out on this one. Most men want peace. Yeah. And now, Layden, you got a good point. She says, "How well does a guy manage their money?" I ain't gonna lie. If I'm all right. My ex-wife was better than I was, but if I have enough peace in my home, and you're making and you give me a piece when I need it, I'm gonna go get more money, and I'm gonna give you more money to manage, or we gonna have more money to manage. That's just how I am. Ooh, for real.
Oh, okay then.
I don't feel no way.
Well, good then.
Did they tell you that?
That's what it says. If it says that, that's what it means.
Interesting. Well, if it is, we'll see. But I don't care.
Okay, so I see that.
I'm sorry, y'all. That was an
Sammy,
inside joke. That was an inside
Sammy
joke.
Smash says, he said, really not at all. Then he said, well, I do notice if you know how to pay your bills though. And then Richard says, people judge the current financial situation as opposed to their financial mindset. Let me see here. Ivy says, question is, how well do a guy know how to manage their money? Okay. That was kind of the same way question I had. Oh, no, I didn't. Sammy Smash. Oh, yes, indeed. Okay. Yeah. I just wanted to read the male responses in response to Coy's question.
Because there's a lot of that coming up surrounding women and their expectations when some ladies don't have, I mean, you shouldn't have expectations you can't fulfill yourself.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's kind of unfair. So if you're expecting a guy with 6 figures and you're expecting this guy, but you're making $50,000 a year, that's unfair, you know?
Yeah,
so I don't think you should have expectations beyond what you can bring to the table.
Yeah, that could be it. I went to a party last week, and at that party, it was a lot of men. It was like every car there was like Mercedes, Jaguar, Porsche, Lex. I mean, everybody was like well to do. And so when I got the demographics of the party after I got through, and they said all of the guys there pretty much, made well into 6 figures. Most of the women there were in the like 40 to 60 range, but the 40 to 60 range women didn't want anything but men who made well into 6 figures. They didn't want men who made 40 to 60 like they made 40 to 60. And so I don't know how.
They didn't like themselves financially. They weren't comfortable financially.
I don't know.
For me, I'll say this, because people look at a dollar sign, and this may be the same thing that Richard said. Looking at the amount that a person makes, because if you're making 6 figures, sometimes that can mean that you're just spending more money. And so one person that is making less money than that may not have, they may not be even at 50, or they may be at 50, but their credit score is higher than the person that's in the 6 figures. They can go to the bank and get whatever it is that they have. They've saved money. They've made sure that they have been, I call it financially fit. Make sure that they're financially fit, whereas somebody else may not even have that financial, as the young man said, mindset. So the more dollars they make, the more dollars they spend. They're not, preparing for anything.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And then that's where balance comes in, right? I mean, that's
Mm-hmm.
where in a relationship, that's where you should really balance each other out. You know what I'm saying? Where one
Mm-hmm.
sometimes is stronger. Sometimes, would you marry yourself?
Mm-hmm.
You
That
would.
kind of
I
sound
would
like
definitely marry me.
You. Oh my God. Let me mute you right quick, Corey. Let me mute you.
don't get
No,
her.
I'm just joking. But nah, for real. I mean, that would be so. If I married somebody who was just like me, that would be so boring. I mean, because I mean, well, I guess if you like yourself that much, I guess you would. And I don't dislike myself. I love myself too, as well. But I think we look for the person that completes us. You know, there was a
Uh-huh.
old church father by the name of Augustine. Augustine says that
Corey, what's going on? You sleepy over there?
who going to sleep?
Did you hear me?
Oh
Yes.
wow.
Oh my gosh.
I can't. I was going to quote something. I don't even feel like quoting it, so I forgot. It was something about our heart.
Okay,
It says
Richard
something.
says my girl was with me when I had a Jag and when I was in the couch looking for 79 cents for a black and mild. My character and mindset, my character and mindset kept her around, not the material aspect. And then
Mhm.
Ivy says God giveth and he can take it away. Richard
Absolutely.
says the majority of the rich live paycheck to paycheck, definitely. Sam says Mike Tyson ran through 300 million. It's how you use and maintain what you have. Absolutely, Sam. Ivy says I say they have to have some type of financial stability.
Okay.
I agree
Mhm.
with that. And Richard says, I would have a partner who may be struggling financially with a great credit score than someone who always carrying around cash. That's probably all they have. Your face card will always succeed your pockets.
That's
Mm.
good. That's good stuff,
Mm.
y'all. That's good stuff.
Uh-huh.
That's good stuff. So, we're going to wind it down. It's 10:37, and Corey got to go to sleep. She got to work tomorrow, and I do. Well, I do. I guess I got to go to sleep.
Don't
I
put that
gotta go
on
to
me,
work
James.
tomorrow.
I'm
And
not going into the
I'm good
office
at that.
tomorrow.
You
I'm gonna
out, but
relax again tomorrow.
relax again tomorrow. Hey, y'all, this has been.
Yes, sir.
Hey, if y'all have enjoyed the chat, if y'all have enjoyed the conversation tonight, drop a one in the chat. Let me know if y'all enjoyed it.
Anthony, financial literacy is definitely crucial.
And Anthony knows how to get to that pay. That mother boop. I said, shut
Shut
your
your
mouth.
mouth.
I told him, shut your mouth. Drop. He pulled out them Burberry. I said, what kind of shoes? Them Gucci? He said, no, these Burberry. I said, oh, my bad, bro.
You better ask somebody who said.
But y'all, hey, drop a one in the chat if you enjoyed this conversation. Drop a one. I didn't get as mad as I wanted to, but I
That's
am pissed
because
off.
you have these amazing women on here that's able to keep you grounded.
Yeah,
That's
but I do.
right, Ashley.
But I ain't gonna lie. But I'm starting to think that old Kevin was right on a lot of stuff, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. Kevin Samuels was right on.
Who?
Kevin
I
Samuels.
think
Well,
Kevin
he probably
Samuels,
was right on a lot of things. I
yeah,
agree with him on a lot of things.
I
His
agree with
delivery
him.
was just not.
It was horrible. What?
Um, well, I wouldn't say horrible. I'm gonna tell you why, because he grabbed a lot of folks' attention.
He did. But this is the only thing I hated
So
about Kevin Samuels' platform. The people talk so crazy about the way he did stuff, but he didn't call them women to get on the
No,
platform. That's
no.
what they chose to do.
They called him every
yeah,
time.
Yeah.
Every
So if
time.
you
yeah.
decided that
Man,
you
let me tell you
wanted to
something.
get on this man's show and allow him to talk to you like you the bottom of his
Yeah,
feet,
I'm
boy, just
sorry.
hold your phone in your hand, baby. Just hold it.
Listen, hey, Corey gonna be getting the email tomorrow from management. I mean, from HR tomorrow. She gonna be getting a email from HR tomorrow. Ashley's HR.
Listen, honey, what is going on? But yeah, I think he had a lot of great points. Some of the things that I was like, okay, Mr. Kevin. But I think he did. And if you go back and think about it, a lot of things that he was saying, people have already been saying. They just coddled us a little bit.
Yeah. And I ain't
You
gonna lie,
know,
Yeah.
but you know what? I listen to him sometimes. I mean, I'm not a, I ain't. He wasn't a god to me or nothing like that. But I definitely, I mean, but for women to say he need to rest in piss instead of resting in peace, that was some bull stuff.
What?
It was some mean comments. I mean,
they mad.
Yeah, they was mad the way they was talking about him. But
you know how they say a hurt dog will holler.
Yes, sir. But you know what? A lot of them that were hurt he wasn't even talking to them.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. I ain't never got mad about nothing that nobody said to me unless it was spot on. So what I said,
you represent a totally different side of society. We got more people who get mad about what happened to somebody else than it happened to themselves. That's called the universal snooper. They are always getting in somebody else's business, and always. I mean, they're out here. They are. You know what I'm saying? You got all these what was the old term? Captain Save or somebody? I ain't gonna use the term, but
you know what it was. Stop playing.
But a lot of people wanted to go and advocate for somebody who called in and subjected themselves to this conversation. I'm gonna tell you something. If I'm on a conversation with somebody and they're steadily belittling, how that woman said, belittling. No, that lady who kept saying belittling me.
Yeah,
I ain't letting nobody. I'm not gonna sit here and let you belittle me every day, because what's gonna happen is I'm gonna start to believe it after a while, right? Because you're speaking into my psyche. So if these women are calling in and wanting to be belittled, and honestly, a lot of times he'd be like, "Okay, I'm not gonna talk over you. Okay, I'm not gonna talk over you. All right, well, let me mute your ass since you're not gonna be quiet." You know what I'm saying? So when you keep on doing that, am I lying? Was that the order of progression? Ain't that how it
was? That was it.
Because he tells you the rules when you call in, what he ain't putting up with, what ain't gonna happen, what he told you the rules. I'm sorry, all those kind of things. And then they come in and want to try. Because when I'm having these conversations that had me frustrated today and yesterday, I'm going through the same thing, but I'm just doing it in a one-on-one conversation. And I'm not gonna let you argue with me because you mad. I can't argue with you, so I'm not gonna do it. I'm just not gonna do it. And if I ever do it, I probably will go viral too, because I'm pretty swift with this. I can say, but I don't want to break nobody down like that. I don't want to embarrass nobody like that. I want you to come back. Well, they came. I guess I want you to come back and listen next week. But hell, they come back and listen to him. He was on every night, and he had over 1 million followers. And people would come on just to see what he was gonna say. And I'm
it's pure entertainment. People gravitate to negative to I ain't gonna even say it's a negative stuff, but juice, if that makes sense. Anything where I'm girl, we gotta get on here and see what Kevin talking about tonight, honey. He gonna tell such and such song. So girl, did you see
entertainment?
Yeah. So
Rick said it. He said people took a 30-second clip from an hour podcast and tried to make him a bad person. And that's what people do. People, that whole remember when President Obama ran for president, and Jeremiah Wright came out and said that the chickens have come home to roost. They took that whole little sound bite and ran with it, Jack. And it happens all the time. It's all the time. And so, Sammy, you're right. He said it was like a drug. They couldn't help but go against everything that he said, whatever. And that's what a lot of people do, but men and women both. They do that because somebody puts something out there. Then the first thing they want to do is they want to automatically take a negative take on it instead of listening and learning, because you can learn. My daddy did give me some valuable advice, and my dad was there for me the whole time. That's why I thank God for him. But my dad taught me something. He said you can learn something from anybody, even if it's what not to do. And I've learned a lot of what not to do from people. So y'all, this has been a good show. Those that are listening for the first time, we do this every Monday night at 9 p.m. and we keep this conversation going. We're gonna have more conversations. I listen to you all. If you call me and say you want to talk about a certain subject matter, I'll talk about it if it makes sense. Cool, let's get Koya so she can say her goodbye. Ashley, you got any parting words for us tonight?
I don't have any takeaways. I've enjoyed I've enjoyed everything that has gone on tonight. And definitely have enjoyed the audience and our newcomers. So hopefully we said something that will be an enhancement to your life on tonight.
All right, Coy. What you got for us? Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. So in my close, I would say the same thing that I constantly say, ladies. Don't have expectations that you can't fulfill. And I also say that try not to give up on your relationship if your man steps out. Try to figure it out.
Wow. Don't give up on your relationship. Yeah, please don't stop giving up on your relationship. If you have a relationship, if you love somebody, fight for that relationship. Fight for that relationship. Fight. Hey, listen, we out of here. Show's been great tonight. We'll be back on next week. Remember what I always tell y'all? Ask what I tell them.
It's steady changing. The question is,
why?
What is it? Why haven't you? Is that right?
Why do you? No, you fight.
Why do you still remain the same? Oh,
you
sorry, y'all. I had it
gonna,
all together too.
We're gonna say it again though, because I love her to death. We ain't gonna let that go out.
I'm gonna let you have it.
All right, here it is, right here. Now, my music went off now, so it's not as dramatic. Here it is. All right. So as I always say, in closing, first of all, I mean, like I said, thank all of y'all for coming in and listening tonight. I love y'all for real. I appreciate it. I'm gonna put this put some information up about the show, put this Cash App up if y'all wanna bless the platform. Feel free to do so. If not, everything's paid for. But as I always say, the world is changing. But my question for you is, why do you remain the same? Coy just blew y'all a kiss, or she yawned, one of the two. I don't know which one it was. But I'm joking. Now, y'all have a good night. Love y'all for real. We'll talk to y'all next week.